Bills fans, I'm not even going to attempt to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you a white lie. I'm not going to tell you a partial lie. The truth is, this was likely the worst season y'all will have in the last 5 years.
Shut up, the Bills! It's not outside! It's not outside! Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Homie, now listen, everyone play their position. Buffalo got a tradition. They say we trippin', they better get out our way. Top of the table, we flippin', we on a mission. Got an unstoppable team, continue to follow your dream by any means. Buffalo, get in the Super Bowl ring. Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Mafia up in your city, time to get gritty. Screaming and yelling, we bugging. Look at the red and blue.
This is an MVP year for Josh Allen. As an MVP voter, I said this last week. Josh Allen, he looks like an MVP. When you vote for MVP, and I can speak for myself, I think I'm one of 50 voters, you look at a couple things. Who's the best team in football? Who's the best player on that team in football? What do they look like as the best player on that team in football? And how much talent is around that best player on that best team in football?
Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Coast to Coast podcast here on Wednesday, 7/16 day, 7/16 day, Whittle. So happy 7/16 day. I know there's a lot of great stuff going on that front, but what this also represents, not only is it episode 98, well, it looks like we're going to get into rookies and talk about the training camp and much more. We are exactly 1 week away from the start of 2025 training camp, and that's going to be incredible. And just to put it up on the screen, July 23rd, so you could feel it in the air. Whittle, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm excellent, man. I'm excellent. Got home not too long ago. So I apologize for the short delay, but we'll make up for it. We'll
Same.
make up for it.
Yeah, Spectrum was not nice to me tonight, so had a little issue. So here we are. We're back.
Yeah. Yeah. So not obviously not a ton of Bills news, but we will get into the Landon Jackson injury.
Mhm.
Yeah, let me check. Can you check with our guy to see if it's okay if we share what he shared with us?
Yes,
Well,
I will.
okay.
Yep. Yep. I
All right. So,
will do that for sure, actually,
all right.
just
Because
to
I don't
make
want to put
sure.
nothing out that, you know. But how was your day, man? Good.
Pretty
Everything good?
good. Pretty good, man. It's that real dead time in sports we talk about a lot, right? There's really, the baseball's on an all-star break. It's kind of like that line of sports demarcation, right? From the first half of the year, all the off seasons of even basketball and hockey are kind of died off, and baseball's kind of whatever at this point. It's starting to get a little going, and we're just far enough away from football. Like you said, there's not a lot of news right now, but just based on the chatter I see out there and just even, peek into some of the spaces, you can kind of sense we're getting there, Whittle, because, we're getting to crazy take time of year. Fans are starting to get a little more passionate. I feel there's a little more, a little more, eh, a little more pizzazz in some fans' voices. So it feels so far away, but yet so close. I mean, I believe we're 50 days away from the start of the NFL season, if you can believe that. to put it in that perspective. And we also have the hard knocks coming up for the Bills on August 5th. So this is really that calm before the storm, Whittle, right? It's like the hurricanes coming through, which is the NFL season. And you can feel, like I said, the waters are starting to get a little higher, a little breeze is coming in, but we're just not there yet. But just for all the Bills fans out there, hang in there. And probably no news at this point, maybe good news in terms of the Buffalo Bills. So we could talk about the rookie camp and maybe kind of set the table for what's coming up in training camp next week.
Right. Um, now we have we have a special guest that's coming on. I didn't want to put it out because they never confirmed whether or not they
Oh,
were going to come on. I probably should have uh
I
confirmed
like
it because this
surprises.
is now this is my guy. Um he I'm sending the link right now. So if you're
Great.
listening, he'll be in here. He'll be in here very shortly. Uh,
Fantastic.
oh, okay, got it. Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about what? All right, let me. I don't want to put it out there yet because
Yep.
he sent the
Uh,
request for the link fit like almost 20 minutes ago. So I just sent it, and if he jumps
sure.
on, he jumps on. If not, then we'll move forward. But so where were we? I think
Well,
the training camp. We're talking about training camp a little
mhm,
bit. Getting ready to start. Landon Jackson went down with an injury. Oh, did you get
mhm.
what did they
Still
respond back yet or
not yet. No, I just sent the private message just to confirm
okay.
if it's okay. I'm thinking it might be because it's kind of out there on this, and I'm gonna send you something on that. So maybe this would be okay, but I think it's probably, one thing we do strive for here, especially Whittle and I, and on Do
Oh
Champions is
well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, no, perfect. So that, we always strive
Okay.
to make sure we get our sources right, that we ask, for transparency in terms of being able to put information out there, regarding the Buffalo Bills. We go for accuracy and we also go for doing the right things. So that's always our thing.
I didn't know
Yep.
that he had put it in a tweet already.
Okay.
So
I
yeah, for
just caught
sure.
that too. Go so
Yeah.
you
All
can
right.
oh, by the
So
way, real quick,
it's out
you
there.
have a comment. It's a special night when Willow's drinking water in that fancy glass. Yeah, well, I just realized that you're
This is
styling
not
up
water.
tonight.
This is
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
lemonade. It's
oh, I
just
thought it was gonna be
lemonade
something
tonight.
else. I was like, all right, well,
No,
Wednesday night,
man.
you know.
I'm trying to get in
Well,
this health kick, man, a little bit, man. You
same.
know,
Well, yeah, you're gonna see some
trying to
big
work out
changes.
a little bit.
Yep. Big changes
But
are coming, and we'll get into that later in the weeks in the pod. So I like to show it versus talk about it. So
so
for sure.
right. So real quick, the Landon Jackson thing. Landon Jackson
Hmm.
is expected to be at camp. He's expected to be at camp with ready to go. I don't think that they're expecting this to be um anything long term or anything more serious than what it already was. When they drafted him, they've already known about his back and neck issues. Um, so Landon Jackson was at the pass
Hmm.
rusher summit, and that's where he tweaked. He tweaked his back. And I think he's going to be fine. I'm not worried about it. But again, this was the purpose of this offseason was to go out and get quality depth just in case we run into an injury. We have guys that can step up and step in. So yes, he's
Hmm.
not going to be. Let's just say he doesn't make it, or he's not ready to go for training camp. Well, then that just means more reps for Javon Solomon. That's more reps for Michael Hoyt. It's more reps for AJ Epinesa. Like those guys will get. Not that AJ needs them because he's going into
Hmm.
what is this for AJ year 7, year
Five.
6?
Oh,
I
you're
think he was
six. Wow,
20.
ready.
Yeah, I think he was he 2020 or
I think he's a second round pick. We know that. I'm just going to go to his card. Yeah,
he was
2020 NFL
2020,
draft.
the
Wow.
same year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It
So,
was the same year that we
yep.
drafted that we traded for Diggs. So
Hmm.
yeah, year 6.
Yep. Yeah.
But
So
or
he's
year
got,
5 or whatever. But
yep,
yeah,
sixth
he's a
full
dog.
season
We
with the
love him.
Bills. Hmm. We sure
So
do.
so he should be ready to go. No issues, no big problems. I don't know of any other um injuries, anything else. Still very quiet on the Maxwell Harrison legal stuff. Like that
Hmm.
was a story for a day or two, and then now nothing. So we'll see what happens with that.
Hmm.
Um, Hard Knocks is getting ready to start for the Bills as well,
Oh, in terms
and
of
I think
how the
that's going to
NFL
be
is.
fun.
Yep. Yeah. In terms of the
So
suspension, you don't think there'll be any problems on that front, right? In terms of the league
no,
handing down something
no,
for Maxwell Harrison? I don't believe so, right?
not
I
for
don't
him.
think we're no, no, we're not even in that ballpark just yet. So that's always like one of the fears I have with this league, in terms of things that come out. Do
Mhm.
they suspend quick? Do they, or they let the everything play out on this? So hopefully they will, and hopefully the right information will come out on that front, whatever
Yeah,
it shall be. But I don't anticipate, based on what I've read about it, Harrison will have an issue. And I'm pretty confident the Bills did their due diligence on that. Considering what we went through with our punter not too long ago, I'm hopeful that Bean and the staff did their homework on that. And these things are going to happen from time to time. So I'm confident it'll be okay. So to circle back to Landon Jackson, do you have a level of concern, Whittle, in terms
no,
of the injury? Like from a 1 to a 10, say very low. Like you're not really, no real major, just kind of take his time, kind of work his way back in.
yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm not too worried about it because this is something that they knew about when he was drafted. Uh,
Hmm.
he played, after the injury at Arkansas. So, last season. So I'm
Hmm.
not really tripping. I mean, it's just something that he's got to deal with, and hopefully hopefully the training staff can take care of it and get it out of the way. I'm
Hmm.
just hoping for that. I feel like
Yep.
I got too much light on, bro. Is that better?
No, it's
Yeah,
good. I
I feel
mean,
like that's
yeah.
yeah.
Is it shining bright on you tonight? Like kind of that.
Yeah, I
Now
just
it's
thought it was
lighter
like a
right
little
there. When
too.
you go further up, it gets much lighter. So that
Or
whatever.
did you see the shirt, bro? Did you see the
I
shirt? Let me
can
get it.
kind of see it. What is that
Can't get a
right
good
there?
look at it. Hold on. Let me.
Maybe because of the brightness. Yeah.
It's still not.
Oh, is that Josh in the snow? Oh, look at that. That's a nice
Yes,
one.
sir.
I like that. Nice.
Yeah,
Hang that up in the room, Whittle. Get a nice
I
make
I
that
was
as a
very happy
portrait.
to be there to see that live, man.
Yeah, you
That was a
were. That's
great moment.
right. Yeah, yeah. That's one of those moments we're gonna talk about for a long time as Bills fans. Just certain maybe not to say, but it reminds me of like when OBJ had that catch against Dallas.
Right.
Right. That which is one of the greatest one-hand catches we've ever seen, but it's just one of those things you just remember if you were there. It's just on Sunday Night Football as well, by the way. So that was just a great moment.
Yeah. So moving. I mean, obviously, we just talked about the Land Jackson stuff. I'm not really tripping over it. Um,
Agree.
but some other news in the division took place this weekend or this
Hmm.
past week. Um, and just really a few days ago, actually, Sauce. What did Sauce get signed yesterday? I think it
I
was.
believe
He
it was
got
yesterday.
extended.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, and then Garrett Wilson a couple days before that. So
Hmm.
those two guys who were part of that, I mean Brees Hall and Jermaine Johnson, the other guys overtaking
Hmm.
that core four that I think that was the 2023 draft, the 2022. I think it was
Hmm.
2022 draft. So all those guys were taken. And the Jets just extended the two cornerstones from that draft. So for the next 4 years, after these initial contracts are spent, we're going to be dealing with Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. I'm fine with that because we've dealt with them pretty
Mm-hmm.
well so far. But
Yep.
I am happy for those two guys.
Mm-hmm.
They actually deserve the type of money that they're going to get. And ladies and gentlemen, the special guest has
Ah,
arrived. Listen,
all right.
we first started doing this. We first started making our presence felt on Twitter
Mm-hmm.
with Bill's Mafia and Bill's Twitter. We reached out to a lot of prominent media members, and the first one to tap in with us, the first one to keep it a buck with us, to keep it real, he's always been available. He's always, dealt with us heavy, and we appreciate it. The one and only now I'm excited. Mookie
Yeah.
Hawkins to the stage,
I did
ladies
not
and
expect
gentlemen.
this tonight.
What's up,
Yes.
Mookie?
What's
What's
up?
up,
Hey
Mookie?
man, my bad, man. My bad. I should have sent the link earlier. I had to step out and take care of some stuff. But yeah, bro,
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh man, don't
Yes.
have to worry about that. It's 716 day, man. So
Yep.
I've been running around all day too. I'm still dressed for football practice.
There
Had
you
to go to
go.
Dion's event today. So here I
Yeah.
am.
It's great to finally meet you
Yeah,
like this, Mookie. I feel like I've known you so long in our spaces. We've gone back and forth so many times. So it's wonderful to have you here. That was a great surprise, Whittle. Did not expect that
yeah.
tonight.
And listen, I wanted to Mookie. I wanted to interview you a while ago, but I wanted to make sure, like, I didn't want to just I didn't want to just bring you on just for the fact of bringing you on. I wanted to make sure that myself and Beyond had some time to kind of get used to this, kind of time to be on camera. So I didn't want to waste
Mhm.
your time. You hold a lot of respect with us, bro. I'm telling you, like people come into our spaces. Sometimes even if you're wrong about something, and they come in and like, man, Mookie don't know what he's talking about. He wrong about yo, he's off, bro. First and foremost, that's number one. Like we go to the wall for you like we go to the wall for Josh. So, what I'm
I
saying? I just want you to know I wanted to make sure that we
appreciate
was
that,
good
man.
We do.
before we
Hmm.
brought you in here and talked to you. And yeah, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on. So,
Hmm.
but let's get into it. So, Mookie, man, if y'all don't know who Mookie is, he's the voice of the people. Whenever you tune into a press conference after the game, before the game, after practice, whenever Coach McDermott, Brandon Beane are talking, this is no shade to any of the other reporters. The non-softball questions, the questions that we Bills fans really want to hear, this is the voice that you're hearing. It's coming from him. Like I promise you, he does not hold back. He asks the questions that require an actual answer. Not he's trying to get past the coach speak, and we all appreciate that. So, Mookie, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get started? Where you from and what you doing in the city, man.
Well, I'm born and raised in the city of Buffalo all my life. Born and raised right up the street from the original Rock Pound Fruit Belt. Um, long story short, love football all my life. I've been coaching since I was what? I was playing high school and coaching little league at the same time. So my coaching started at 16. When I came back from college, I dove right back in to little league. Excuse me, and just started coaching. And here I am, 35 some odd years later. I'm telling my age around here now, but here I am doing some of the things that I love doing. I mean, getting an opportunity to cover, you know, your favorite team is pretty awesome. I never thought that it would lead me in this direction, but it's definitely been quite a journey. So I'm a football coach. I've been coaching for over 30 years, whether it's high school or youth leagues. And yeah, I've been around the players before I was a reporter. Thurman and those guys kind of took me underneath their wing back in the early '90s when I was a young pup. So I know all about the Shield. I know how all that stuff works, and majority of those guys have been my friends before I was even on the beat. So That's where, our relationship is a little bit more different than, you know, everybody else, I would say. But
100%. 100%. When we need information before it hits, listen, I don't want to say too much, but listen, we be tapped in before a lot of the people that you tune in on national TV be tapped in. We be tapped in ahead of time, and a lot of it is because we got good relationships with people that are either in the building or people that report from
Yep.
inside the building. And Mookie is one of those people that report. So, we appreciate that you give it to us real. Like you let us know, you know what I'm saying, like what you can and you hold back what you can, what you have to. But we appreciate you keeping it a buck with us, man. Because I'm honestly, Mookie, we reached out to a few people and a lot of them, they real Hollywood in Buffalo. Like they don't respond. They don't, you know what I'm saying? And but they'll like and repost or even at times take the content from us. But that's another conversation for another day. But
I
we're
understand.
start we're gonna start calling some of
I
y'all
come
out this year.
Yeah.
I come
Yeah.
from that, so I don't never forget where I come from. You know what I mean? I enjoy
Hmm.
jumping in them spaces because hey, I was in them
Yeah.
spaces, so I
Yep.
don't change that part of me. I don't change. You know what I mean? It's just I'm on a platform that gives me a voice, and I do it. For all of y'all guys. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
We
don't change
appreciate
that.
Absolutely.
that you let us in under the curtain a little bit. You've done that for us many times, Mookie. That's something that I certainly don't forget. And I know a lot of us that are in there don't forget. So, and I love just talking Bills football with you, all season because your takes are great. And you've been doing this a long time. You're Buffalo through and through. And I think those are the kind of people that I want to talk to about the Bills that really have it in their blood, so to speak. Right. So that's something I appreciate very much.
Anytime y'all want to have me on, man, Widow, you guys, y'all know y'all can hit me up. I got the time, and it's not a problem. It's not a problem, man. So
All right,
Absolutely.
all right. So now, Mookie, I gotta put you on the podium for a second, and now it's my turn to ask some of the hard hitting questions. Okay,
There we go.
okay.
you
All right,
go
all right.
ahead.
The tides have turned, ladies and gentlemen.
So now, all right. So Mookie, you've been around this team since the '90s. We've been through the four losses in the Super Bowl. We've been through the rebuild process that took us damn near 2 decades. Coach after coach, quarterback experiment after quarterback. Even when we thought we had it, like Drew Bledsoe was tough for a minute, and then he really was just old. But then we brought in J.P. Losman, and we saw, some flashes here and there. Trent Edwards looked like the guy for a couple of minutes, and then he got hit real hard, and then it kind of just faded away. Yeah, like we've been through some rough times. We had a lot of talent run through this building. Travis
Yeah,
Henry, Marshawn Lynch, Eric Moles, Stevie Johnson, Lee Evans, Aaron Schobel. Like we had guys, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
we just never were able to put it together the way we have right now. So, in your estimation, because of what we've been through and where we are right now, what does Sean McDermott truly mean to this franchise and and what should he mean to the fan base?
It means a lot. I mean, make no mistake about it. I mean, Coach McDermott took us from, you know, to the shit house, to being contenders. You know what I mean? It was a 17-year drought. Make no mistake about that. How y'all want to saute it, fricassee it, or whatever. At times I know we could be brutal and ask for Coach McDermott's head, but look at his overall body of work. You know what I mean? And from day one, he always said, "Trust the process." Right? Just trust the process because this is his very first process. He's never been a head coach anywhere else. So he's learning every single year. All right. Every single year, you evolve and you learn. And for me, that's all I ask coach to do. You know what I mean? Just evolve every year. Learn from your mistakes because that's what the experience builds. And I mean, here we are. The record is impeccable. It's just like him and Josh, everything is impeccable except getting to a Super Bowl. Or coach of the year, which I feel that he got snubbed, during the COVID season. I don't know how the fans he got that. They should have gave that to
Right.
Coach
Right.
McDermott. I mean, he should have
Yep.
got that. But overall, when you look at McDermott's overall body of work, man, I mean, the culture changed. And man, since Josh Allen has been a starting quarterback, he has amassed over 10 plus wins every single year since he's been named a starter. His rookie year, he wasn't a starter, though. But ever
That's
since
right.
then, Josh Allen has amassed 10 plus wins since he's been at the helm. And man, you got to give Coach McDermott a lot of credit for, first of all, developing Josh Allen to the quarterback that he is, to an MVP quarterback, because he had that boom or bust, right? Nobody really
Mm-hmm.
had tabs on him. He's from Wyoming, went to junior college. Like, who in the hell is this guy? That made a lot of NFL teams scared to pull that trigger in the first round from a kid from Wyoming. But Brandon Beane and McDermott, they had the tabs on the guy. And whenever you can get a Cam Newton comparison, that was just hook, line, and sinker for obviously Brandon Beane and McDermott, because they so Carolina Panther-esque.
Right.
Let's go
Mm-hmm.
grab that guy. And it's been a great partnership, from general manager to head coach to quarterback. And, again, they still learning. But I like what they're actually doing this year, as far as that defense. A lot of people said the window was closed last year, right? Because of all the turnover, no Diggs, no Davis. Since when has a quarterback lost his top two receivers and thrived the very next season, right? Never have happened. Josh Allen put the cape on. Joe Brady had a plan, and those guys went out there and executed that plan. Defense kind of fell short, but guess what? The Bills rectified that, which bring us here now to so much excitement, because this defense is young, it's strong, it's faster, and this is probably the best roster in the Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott era. So, man, you gotta give them their flowers, and just give them all the support they need, and hopefully this will be the year they get Bills Mafia over the hump.
It's got to be this year, man. There's no way we allow an AFC team to close the doors on Highmark.
Mhm.
We gotta get out of the AFC, man. The last game we play this year needs to be in the Super Bowl for real. Like
Mhm.
I can't see closing out Highmark on a loss, man. That would be
That's
too
what I
much. And
said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fully expecting us to get the 1 seed. Like this
Right.
schedule, the team. I mean, come on, we should be a 1 seed. But um, so going back to you being around this team and born and raised in the city, um, and one of the things that drives sports is rivalries. And I know for many years it's been the rival was the Jets for a little bit, then it was the Dolphins for a couple years, and then
Mm-hmm.
while it wasn't much of a rivalry because we was getting it handed to us by the Patriots, but now it's not really like that. We don't really have competition in the division. No disrespect to what Miami's got going on and what the Jets and the Patriots are trying to build. No disrespect to that, but right now the Bills are on another level from those other teams. I know about Kansas City. I know about the Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson thing. Who's the other rival? Is there another rival in the NFL or this Buffalo Bills team that we can look at and say, all right, we got to beat them next time we see it?
Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
We owe their asses.
Bingo.
We owe
Yeah,
We
yes,
Cincy.
sir.
sure do.
We owe
Week
Cincy.
14. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
We owe Cincy. When we had a clamps on that number one seed, they caught us lacking, and they came to Buffalo and they kicked our ass, and bad game plan on Brady's behalf in the snow, and.
Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey. Yeah, that was
Yep.
that was before
Yeah,
Brady. That was before
so,
Brady. That was Ken Dorsey.
yeah,
Terrible.
we owe
Good days.
Cincinnati. Not taking anything away from him, but that year was our Super Bowl run. Cincinnati got that. That was supposed to be the Bills' year right there with the home field advantage. But number one seed, I think that's the only thing that this Bills team has not accomplished in the McDermott era is a clear cut number one seed. And we all knew how that worked, for the Bills in the early 90s. Number one seed, home field advantage to route. For some strange reason, just was that recipe. And the
Mhm.
Bills just always fell short every year. Even last year, losing that game to the Rams took them out of, that contention.
Yep,
And
yep.
Kansas City gets off the hook again. The year before that, playing down to your level of competition. And, that's what happens. But this year, a lot of pressure though, because they're favored in every game. Right now, if they can stay healthy, they're favored. They're the only team in the NFL that's favored to win every game. That's the favorite every game. Yeah, so
Right.
you're the favorite to win every week. So a lot of pressure, some good pressure, and we're definitely gonna see what this Bills team is made of. Taking care of that schedule 1 week at a time. But um, I do believe that I think they kind of got a pulse on things and how to go about taking care of business. And it really starts with the defense.
Yeah,
Now I
it
want to
sure
build.
does.
I'm sorry. I want to build on that answer that you just gave. You said it starts with the defense. So, and I think you've noticed it. We've all noticed it. The fan base got kind of split after Diggs was sent over in the trade, and we didn't take a wide receiver until the first pick of the second round, and we took Keon Coleman, which a lot of Bills fans weren't really too happy about. They wanted other guys that might have been a little faster, flashier, or whatever. Um, and then even this year, we still didn't take a wide receiver high, and that really fueled the divide in the fan base, where you have the wide receiver or bust crowd, and then the let's shore up the defense crowd. We trust the process. Where do you stand on that? And I feel like you kind of stand on the trust the process, build the defense side. But what is it going to take, in your opinion, outside of winning the Super Bowl, to get the fan base back unified again?
Defense. Defense got to join the party. We always have years when the defense is kicking ass and then the offense struggles, and then the offense struggles, and vice versa. We've been juggling with that. Even like last year, Bills scoring 30 damn points a game. With I don't want to say
Mhm.
mediocre, but no big name players. You know what I mean? They still averaging 30, but the defense is damn near giving up 30. You know what I mean? In the wrong damn times. And it always happens in the playoffs. They cruise through defensively in the playoff. I mean, and during the regular season, but come playoff time, defense are really exposed of what they really are weak at.
Right.
And again, they got exploited again in the championship game. You know what I mean? So this time around, I know Bills fan wanted them to go get Xavier Worthy, but the Bills didn't want to go get they was that wasn't their makeup. They was over getting the small, speedy guy, right? They was just over that. They needed more bigger targets for Josh, and I love that idea. When you look at the reason why they didn't go get Xavier Worthy, when you go back to the playoff game versus Kansas City, and that last possession before Josh throws the ball, well, even during that possession when he had Khalil Shakur and Hardy. Remember Hardy? They were
Mhm.
the
Yep.
receivers on the outside. Josh couldn't see him. Now they did have a step on their guy, but think again, Kansas City corners are 6'1", 6'2". So in trail mode and Josh under pressure, I can't see the little guy. All right. So it's easier for me to see somebody like Keon Coleman 6'4", 6'5". I could throw over the top. So that just wasn't what the Bills were looking for in that year's draft class. And then when you look at it, everybody that they took in last year was 6'4" better.
Yep.
They brought the Sequoias in, you know what I mean? And then now, okay,
Sure.
yeah, we bite the bullet on Xavier Worthy going to Kansas City. Blame the Bills, blame whatever, right?
Mhm.
But hey, you got Mad Max now that runs 4.28. He can run with Xavier Worthy all day, and the Bills are now in a position defensively where they can play man and they can play a little bit more aggressive because now you have a few corners with size and speed, that's gonna, get a defensive line You know what I mean? Some time to get to the quarterback. And vice versa. I think we're gonna have good blend of rush and coverage, with what they brought in defensively this year.
They better. They better. I'm tired of not getting to the quarterback, man. That's
Hmm.
been the issue. We don't get
Yes.
sacks against Mahomes. We don't get off the field. 4 games. Four games and we forced 6 punts. 6 punts. If it's not a
Mhm.
turnover, they scoring. So we got to get off the field. And the way to do that, we've seen it. The blueprint has been put out there. When Tampa Bay beat them, it was because Dominic Sue and Vita Vea and the rest of them guys, JPP and the rest of them guys down there were getting after Mahomes. They were getting after that offensive line. The Chiefs redid that. They retooled that entire offensive line after that. Went on to win some Super Bowls. And then what did we just
Hmm.
see? The Eagles get
Hmm.
after them consistently. The only team that beat them punch for punch where it was just like, yo, we just outplayed them. Like we just outplayed them. With Cincinnati. Cincinnati's the only team that's done it in the playoffs, just outplayed them, and it felt like a level playing field. Them
Mhm.
2 games that they lost in the Super Bowl to Tampa Bay and to the Eagles, they were not the better team. And like you saw it was clear. They were not the better team. Cincinnati went into that game. That was an even fight, and Cincinnati overcame them. It needs to be us this time. But let me stop rambling because I can go on and on and on about this.
Well, let's. I mean, it's honest to say that hell, Joe Burrow just outdueled Mahomes that day. They didn't even have anything to do with defenses. That was just a good old gunfight between Burrow and
Yep.
Mahomes, and the defense did make that play at the end, but they couldn't stop. They couldn't stop Burrow and those guys neither. So
Right.
we always fall short. In those type of gunfights, we always fall short because the defense couldn't make that one play. But guess what? They did last season. They did in the
Yep.
offense. In the offense,
Offense failed. Offense failed.
it failed. Offense failed. You know what I mean? But that's the whole optimistic part about them maturing and evolving and understanding their mistakes and just get on shit this year with everybody. Like, I mean, my thing is this: they play Baltimore. They're not afraid of Baltimore. Baltimore terrorizes the entire league. But for some strange reason, when we play Baltimore, we play a little bit more bully-esque. The Bills are kind
Hmm.
of
Yeah.
like the bullies when we play Baltimore. We don't play that. We don't have that same energy when we play Kansas City. We play passive aggressive. We play a little bit nice. It seems like that they're scared to beat Kansas City. They'll do it just enough to win, but they're scared to beat them. And
Yep.
sometimes that be the difference. Like we all
Mm.
know that
Yep.
the Bills is a better team than Kansas City.
Hmm.
Philadelphia displayed that the very next damn week. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But for
Mookie, we speak about a lot in our spaces. We just did today about how shaky Josh Allen looked mentally at the beginning of the AFC title game last year. He looked a little bit like a deer in headlights at times, and I was shocked. I'm thinking to myself, we played this team how many times in the playoffs, right? You wonder if it starts, you and I lived through the Super Bowl years, right? And we saw the mental fatigue that losing when we got to the fourth Super Bowl. Remember, we had the lead at halftime, we were playing well, and
Mhm.
as soon as something bad happened, boom, everything fizzled out and the team was a mess. And so you wonder if it's the psychological warfare that the Bills are going through against the Chiefs. Like you said, we
Jeez.
believe ourselves against Baltimore, but against KC, we're not. We're trying to be too perfect. Like just go out there, beat them. Just got to go out there and
Yeah,
say,
just you
yeah,
you 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 plan you plan you plan not to lose and then you end up losing the games. You know what I mean?
mhm,
That's basically what's happening. And me, I'm a football coach. Like I mess with my kids like when we can't beat a certain team, when the team is just kicking our ass, we trying to figure out why we just keep losing to this team. You have syndrome. Like for the years, I couldn't beat the Buffalo Vets. For some strange reason, our kids just feared the name across the chest instead of the actual players that's inside the jerseys, right? And I kind of
mhm,
think that shit happens in the NFL too. It's the same thing. It's like, all right, here you go. It's
mhm,
Kansas City. Instead of just, man, I don't give a rat's ass about Kansas City. I'm going to punch them in the mouth. And prime example. when the defense did get that damn stop. They finally got the stop, and the Bills had the ball, and they were up 22-21.
Mhm.
We played so conservative. That was probably the most conservative possession of the
Yep.
game, which led to the 4th-and-1, not getting the conversion, and that was it. That should have been your most aggressive series right there. Go ahead and go for the juggler, call your best
Mhm.
shit, man, and be aggressive and score points. Because if the Bills score right there, it's an 8-point game. You know, with
Yep.
6 minutes to go in that game, and now
Mhm.
motivation starts to set in. Like shit, we up 8, we got 6.5 to go. Defense, just get us one
One
more,
stop.
or
Yep.
just hold them to 3.
Mhm.
Just hold them to 3. Let some time kill off that clock. Let them kick a field goal. Bills up 5 with probably 3 minutes to go in the damn game. And I'm quite sure that Brady and Josh Allen has a series of a 3-minute drill just to run that
Yep.
clock out. Get a few first. You get what? Got 2-minute warning coming up. 2 runs. Boom, boom, boom. First down. You get 3 first downs. The game over. Confetti's flying. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
You know, but come
Or
on.
or even if we give up a score there, right? If we score and it's an 8-point game, we give up a score. You got to get a 2-point conversion, and even if you get it, we still got a shot to go down. Bass has not missed a field goal. Had missed a
Mhm.
Mhm.
field goal since Detroit. So we
Yep.
went. What was it? A month, 4 or 5 weeks straight
Yeah.
where Bass was locked in. So you go up 8, you can't lose. The best they can do is tie you. You get the
Right.
ball back. You should get in field goal range, and we have a shot to go to the Super Bowl off of a kick. I think we
Mhm.
lose to the Eagles, though. I'm gonna be honest with you, but we
I
ain't
agree.
getting
I
blown
don't
out
think we would
40
have
to
lost that
22.
game. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
we would have lost that
we're not
game
down
either.
40-7. We're not down 40-7.
Everybody's
I can
looking at
guarantee that. Yeah.
that blowout like we would have got blew out. I'm telling you now, styles make fights, and
That's
for
true.
some strange reason, the Buffalo Bills always play up to they always beat the teams you think they supposed to lose to, and they always
Mhm.
lose to fall to their level of competition. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, look, they last year they took Philadelphia to the wire and should have won that game at the end. But they, again, bad. They understanding the defense, ran that hitch wide open, first down, ball game. But nobody even thought that the Bills was going to be even in it during that game. What was that game? 34-31 or something like that? That was probably
The
like
one in
they didn't
Nah,
Philly.
lose it.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
somewhere around there, like 34 to
Yeah,
28 or
31,
something
something
like
like
The
that.
that.
Bills
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Eagles.
something like
We're
that.
talking Bills Eagles.
yeah,
Bills
it,
Eagles. 34
yeah.
31 and
And
02. Or
they
37
didn't lose
34.
no more.
37
Yeah, and they
34.
didn't
37,
lose no more.
34. Yeah,
And they
Mhm.
went
yeah.
on a run
Yeah.
after that. I don't think the Bills lost any more the rest of that season.
Nope.
No,
Mm-mm.
because
You know what I mean?
that was the
And the
wasn't that the
Eagles
Tyler
lost.
Dunn hit
And the
piece? Yeah.
Eagles lost the rest of their games that year.
Hmm.
Right, because the Bills exposed Philly, but they waited
Yeah.
too late to do it. It's a copycat league. You know what I mean? When you look at that, every team that the Bills played, everybody defensively did the exact same thing what the Bills did. Just look how
Yeah.
Cowboys, everybody just started oh man, they just started slutting the Cowboys out. Just run on them. They linebackers, they got safeties playing linebackers. Let's just run at them second level, and call it a wrap, right? So now, I mean, when you look at the overall makeup, and I know Bills fans was upset about the wide receiver, it's just that you know they went the veteran route. I mean, you look at Elijah Moore. I mean, I'll take Elijah Moore over just about any draft pick that was in this draft class. What
Yep.
he's doing, I
Especially at
mean,
wide receiver. Yeah,
yeah,
especially at wide
exactly.
receiver.
He to me is a Stephon Diggs, but shorter, but much faster. All right. He gets separation. He can run all the routes. And he's I don't, one man's trash is the next man's treasure. All right. He was in
Hmm.
Cleveland, he was in the Jets. All right. Two of the most worst franchise you could possibly play for as a wide receiver. All right. No disrespect for them, but it
Absolutely.
is what it is.
Yeah, they
So
ain't had a quarterback in decades. Neither one of them. Yeah.
right. And so that
Agree.
that you add that to the mix with Palmer, who's is no slouch himself. 6'2" receiver, 4.4 speed, can run all the routes as well. So ain't no more doubling or how teams was doing like that Houston game. That they just showed you what it was, right? We just gonna walk down, press up, and force Josh Allen to beat him. You can't do that now. Walk down and play man against Elijah Moore and Jonathan Palmer. So now everybody's even Steven across the board. Even Keon Coleman. I'll take that matchup 1-on-1 with Keon Coleman. Curtis Samuel, he stays healthy. This is probably the best wide receiver room Josh Allen has had when it comes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 guys that's probably going to make this roster at wide receiver. So, I think there's not a better 6 in the NFL than what the Bills wide receiver room has right now.
Now,
Yeah.
Mookie, you're our ex, and you come to the spaces from time to time when you get time to do it. So you hear some of the stuff that's said to us from other fan bases and
Very
things like that.
disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
Now, let me ask you, does any of that stuff reach the players? And if it does, how do they react to it, if at all?
Just the talk? Oh, they hear it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
in this era, everybody has Twitter, everybody has Instagram and all that stuff. They hear it. They definitely hear it. So, sometimes they give them motivation. But one thing I can say, this team is self-motivated. They really are. But they need people to talk shit to them, though. I like when people talk shit to them. So now we can, they can really be pissed off. I like when the Bills is playing pissed off, when they got a chip on their shoulder and they playing like, they got something to prove. I like when people say something that this Bills team can't do because, they go out and do it. Now, just say you can't get to a Super Bowl. That's all we just need them to talk about. You can't get to a Super Bowl. So, Bills can go ahead and prove them wrong and get to the damn Super Bowl. That's the only thing left.
They doing that. They've been doing that all off season. So this better be the year then. Now, Mookie,
they can't say nothing about Josh Allen and MVPs now. You know what I mean? They can't say that part. Only thing they're gonna go
That
back
narrative
into
is
Super
gone.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, that's another conversation that they are trying to have. They're trying to say that it was a DEI MVP for Josh. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson 2023 didn't finish in the top 10 in passing yards, passing touchdowns, yards per attempt. Like it was a bunch of different stats. He wasn't anywhere near the top 10 or what wasn't in the top 10 at all, and he still won the MVP. And they told us in 2023, it's about moments. He had great moments against great teams. All right, cool. Against Detroit, great moments. Against the Rams, great moments. Against the Kansas City Chiefs, great moments. MVP, let's go, let's do it.
I'm just
Now it's
saying,
about the
if
stats again.
if
So
you take away Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, who else? Bateman. Does Lamar Jackson even be talking in consideration? You take away Lamar Jackson's number 1 and number 2 wide receiver. And I mean, hell, okay, you take away Derrick Henry, but bringing Derrick Henry there, now you got to have 8 in the box. It's a pick your poison situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Josh Allen did more with less. Josh Allen won 13 games, could have won 14 games if they just didn't, tank it against New England. They went on 14 games for a team that everybody said that the window was closed. Josh Allen was overrated when the season started. He was very overrated, and the window was closed. It was over. They said Miami was going to win the division, the Jets, all that. They said, they didn't even think about this Bills. And next year, Bills win like what? They lost it. They lost the Houston game. They lost the Baltimore game. And then, here we go. Is what it is. But they went out and got Amari Cooper. Things changed a little bit. Offensive rhythm got going. Gave them a spark. They went on a run. So now, here it is. Yeah, minus Amari Cooper, but I like the youth movement with bringing in Palmer. You're bringing in Moore, who's a steal, and then Keon Coleman into his second year now. Curtis Samuel completely healthy. Khalil Shakur is the dog that he is. So, not to mention we do have 2 tight ends that fits the bill too, and not to mention we got 3 running backs that can catch out of the backfield as well. So a lot of weapons for Josh. The O line rotation is 2 units strong. We 10 deep up front, on offense. And man, I see Josh Allen, having another MVP season. This one I guess it won't be by accident. I think Josh Allen should throw for over 4,500 yards, 40
Right.
passing touchdowns. He still get his 10 rushes because he's Josh Allen. But I
Mhm.
do believe that. I believe that Brady got to dial it up. We got to throw the ball down the field now. Josh Allen, came
Absolutely.
in with this big arm. Well, let's see the big arm this year. Can we unleash the cannon this year? 8, unleash the damn cannon this year. You know what I mean? Let's not throw
Mhm.
the ball deep when we have to, because we down 10 and now we got to throw the ball down deep. Let's just throw the ball deep because we got Josh Allen and now we got the speed demons that can run underneath and go get it. We got that now. So a lot of pressure on Brady to see, what this offense is going to look out, how he's going to how you're going to make sure everybody eats. But I do want to see him involved to the point where when everybody's eating, you got to recognize who's eating the most today, and you got to go with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He cannot be on
Mhm.
the
Yep.
sideline when the game matters the most. James Cook should never be on the sideline when he's out there cooking Kansas City the way he was cooking Kansas City in that championship
Mhm.
game. It was
Yep.
criminal for him to be on the sideline when the game is on the line. And other than Josh Allen, the only offensive player that was balling was James Cook. Keon Coleman, your top pick, he wasn't even out there. That stuff cannot happen. How would they be able to learn, when you don't have them out on the field? And they're very productive for you, right? You got to go with the hot hand. Everybody can't eat when the game is on the line. You got to go with the guy who's in tune to the football game. So hopefully Brady would evolve in that aspect and recognize that this guy's going off. James Cook is having a good game. I gotta have him out there on the field. He got to be out there
Yep.
on the field, no matter
I
what. He
agree.
has to be on the field, even if it's a package that
Right.
he's not in. He's not the starter, that he's the backup. We going with James right
Put
now.
him in.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yep.
He's in the flow of the game. You know what I mean? When the game is on the line, you got to go with the guy who's in rhythm of that game. And that's the big head question, man. I didn't ask Brady all year. I forgot to ask him when we was in the lobby of the combine. And I gotta ask him, man. I just gotta ask him. I gotta ask him, man. No
You got
Keon
to have your
Coleman, no
shot.
James Cook.
You got your shot next week because I'm sure
Yeah.
they're gonna talk to the press a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to do it in
You
front of
got your
HBO
shot.
though. I want to put my man on the spot in front of HBO.
Yeah.
I don't want to do
I
that.
Well,
Yeah.
I got one. I got one more question because I don't want to hold you. Um,
We good, man.
this is
Whatever time you
okay.
got with
Oh,
me, you got with me, guy.
Very appreciate
all
it,
right,
Mickey.
all right, okay. Now we've been down this road. We done beat Kansas City in the regular season. We done been to the playoffs, and in 2020, Kansas City was flat out better. Josh was running for his life. Offensive line wasn't good. Feliciano might as well have been on skates. He was getting pushed around that game. So 2020, whatever. 2021, 13 seconds. I gotta blame the coaching staff. Because there's nowhere in the world you're supposed to lose that game. You up 3 points with 13 seconds to go. And they gotta drive the field and get to a field goal and take it over. You're not supposed to lose that. I'm gonna chalk that up to that. 22, that was Ken Dorsey. You know, uh DeMar Hamlin. We had a lot going on that year. Um,
He was just mentally
that was
exhausted.
what that was.
They
Yeah.
were really mentally exhausted. You
Right.
know,
I think that was a coming of age season mentally for this team. 2023, I can't look at that game and say Josh is the reason. Even with the last play where Josh is trying to hit Shakir and he's got Diggs running the drag. Yes, he should have hit Diggs, but we cannot overlook the drops on third down by Dawson Knox right after halftime that ended that drive. That if he catches that football, we have a chance to get at least 3 points on that. I can't overlook the two drops by Sherfield on third down that ended drives. I can't overlook the drop down the field by Stephon Diggs, who probably ends up with a touchdown. That's a big momentum. That's a big momentum gain. You score that touchdown, we riding the energy The team was riding the energy of the crowd, the high mark crowd after that, and we're winning that game. 2024, the defense got the stop. Josh Allen is on the field with the ball in his hand. Now, I'm giving him a slight pass for 2023. I can't give him a pass for 2024. Do you ever question whether or not he's built for the moment? Because I'm going to be honest. After 2024, after this past playoff, when he had that football and he looked shaky in the first quarter, we talked about that first drive, 2 dropped
Mhm.
interceptions, misses Matt Collins on the scene in that with that whole shot in that cover 2. That the one area where you can exploit that cover 2, where that safety's got to come over there and the corners in trail, you got to hit that shot. He missed it. Mac probably scores on that play. Curtis Samuel drag route. He missed that throw. I think that was the second quarter. Samuel might score or get 50 yards if he hits that throw. Okay, cool. You missed those. But the fourth quarter, I need you locked in, bro. And I don't feel like Josh was locked completely in. Do you wonder if the moment at times like that is too big for him? Because I have. Mookie, it's on you.
I'm going to put blame on everybody on the offense on that play, from the offensive coordinator to the 11 guys on the field. I'm gonna put that one on them. You can easily put it on the offense in 2-3 too, because it was just just poor execution. You know what I mean? Just for a team to be that good, I mean, when the game is online, you have to execute at your best, and it's just sloppy execution. I mean, again, we talk about that. It was a good play by Brady, but sloppy execution. Dawkins getting pushed to Josh Latt, where Josh, went back to a bad mechanic and had a sporadic throw. You know what I mean? When I break down last season, I blame Brady because the play call. I blame Brady because those play calls and personnel groupings, and when the game was on the line, I didn't understand that. Like the game online, you got Ty Johnson out there, you give him a sweep. You gave him a sweep. He lost 3. If it went for Josh running for it on 2nd and 13, man, what was we doing? Like 3rd and 10, you give Amari Cooper a stand up. You supposed to be going down the field, you supposed to get vertical. You got Josh Allen. You take away the options by just doing something short and quick. I mean, he got loose and got some yards, but just imagine if you would have did that play with Keon Coleman, would he still be running? Or if you would have did that play with Curtis Samuel, would he still be running? And then the actual 4th and 5 play, where it was obviously the same play that they did against Kansas City on 2nd 2, where he said, "Oh, the Jim Nance is the best player of the year." Just a little wrinkle, but again, that's why I
Mhm.
asked Josh about tendencies when OTAs first started. What did you learn? Do you understand tendencies and what Spags is going to call in this certain situation when the game is on the line? Now, I will fault Josh Allen because you didn't work your protections the way you should have worked your protections. You snapped the ball, I think it was 16, 17 seconds on the play clock when he snapped that ball. And about time Osiris could signal something, the ball was snapped. So now Osiris is in an oh shit moment. Who do I'm
Mm.
blocking? I'm blocking this guy or that guy. And to my knowledge, it seems like whenever Chris Jones were, the Bills were doing a full slide to wherever Chris Jones was lining up at. And they never really went away from that. And a coach like Spags, he's going to recognize that and adjust to that. In game, Kansas City is one of the best. That's why they're the best, because they are the best of in
In-game
adjustments,
adjustment.
in-game
Yep.
adjustments, right? So they figured that one out. Okay, so the Bills is going to do a full slide. So we're going to put Chris Jones on the far right. You get a full slide. But now if I send a guy and I send another guy, then it's unbalanced on the weak side. So somebody's going to come free. And You just beat me like that last time I played you. I'm not going to let you beat me like that this time. So I'm not only going to send one, I'm going to send two. So, Josh, you're going to have to beat two guys if you decide to run to the right. We got everything else covered over here on this side. And this is where the personnel gets bad because you got Ty Johnson, who's a running back by nature. He's not a wide receiver. Once he saw Ty McDuffie blitz, he should have broke his route and made himself available for Josh. He did. He carried on with his drag. Josh under duress, made a hell of a play to Kincaid, but again, lack of execution for a game to be as high as intense and the the
Yep.
the the the, the, the flow of the game for it to end that way is like hell no. It's always something on how the Bills lose a game. It's so dramatic and tragic fashion. Right. You mean to tell me on 4th and 5, this is what happens on 4th and 5? A ballsy call by the defensive coordinator to blitz his safety and corner on 4th and 5. All right. That means the guy knows what you're doing when he sent his corner and safety on 4th and 5. A passing situation, I'm still blitzing my corner and safety. So that's being too
Oh,
predictable in the clutch for me. So, Josh, I
breaking
think if he would
news.
have just waited, you understand the protections
Oh.
before you snap the ball. I just think that they have more time to recognize and put the proper protections in. Then it could be a different story on that play. But that's where you fought everybody. So the total offense from the offensive coordinator to all 11 guys that was out there, they just didn't properly execute that play.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
So
real
hopefully they
quick.
learn from that.
Yeah, Von Miller just signed with the Commanders. They have had, that's a good signing for them. I thought Von, despite not having the numbers, I thought he was still very, very effective at pressuring the quarterback, making the quarterback step up in the pocket with his pressure. So him being added to that line out there in DC with Deron Payne in the middle, I think that's a good look for them. So
It's a
Mm-hmm.
different
congrats to
edge as
Von
well.
Miller, man. He's there. Congrats. I wonder
Yeah,
what the deal is. I wonder what the amount is that he signed for because I'm always thinking about them comp picks and we want to make sure that we get
Hopefully
taken
as
care
much
of.
as
But
possible with
yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
as
I'll,
much as
I'll
but yeah,
call.
possible.
I gotta press you on this one.
I'll call his
I
agent. He'll get all
appreciate
that
your
stuff
answer,
for you.
but I gotta press you on this. Do you wonder? Do you wonder if Josh is built for the moment? Because I feel like even if he's not built for that moment against Kansas City, with a really good defense, it's not even a tight game, and we don't have to worry about it. But in that moment, do you ever wonder if Josh is built to deliver a W like that, like a tight one score W in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Win or go home against a Kansas City. Do you wonder if Josh is built for the moment? Is there any doubt?
He was built for the moment. He's been built for the moment. I recognize the clutch gene right off the rip when what was it what was his first? Was it the Giants? They played the Giants the first game. His first game
His,
starting was it the
his
Giants?
first game starting
Chargers. I think it was the
chart
Chargers,
The
right?
was
Chargers.
it
Was
Yeah.
it?
Chargers?
That was the
Okay.
Vontae Davis game, I believe. It was after Pete. Remember Peterman? They got smoked at Baltimore, and then Josh started at home. You talking about his very, very first game, right, Mookie?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
first game he started, I think,
Yeah, against the Chargers, I believe was
the
Philip
Chargers.
Rivers.
That's the
Yeah,
one Vontae Davis quit at halftime.
yes, that was it was a home game. I gotta look at
Every
that
time Trey
season.
White, I'm sorry.
The Bills
Every
won that
time Trey
game,
White
right?
tell that story, I
I,
laugh, man.
I just knew that Josh had that clutch gene right there. Like, I mean, during the course of games in his rookie year, you'll see, okay, the rookie mistakes and stuff like that. But then when the Bills needed that drive, he somehow put that damn drive together. If
Hmm.
Dable would have still be here, the Bills would have been in the Super Bowl. We wouldn't be going through this shit right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just that what kind of derailed things when Dable finally evolved as a play caller and Josh really started hitting his stride, Dable left. You know what I
Yeah,
Yeah.
mean? So that
Mookie, just
stunted the growth there. You know,
You
that
know
stunted
that.
the continuity. That led to the demise of Stephon Diggs. You know, because Dable
Yep.
knew how to scheme Diggs open. When he got doubled, Dable knew how to move Diggs around to get him the ball. You know,
Yeah.
Dorsey didn't know how to do that. You know, and still out with Brady because that's why, because everybody's eating. You don't have to worry about that when everybody's eating, right? So that's what it was with Josh. I do believe that Josh has that clutch gene that he can win a game for you, but at the end of the day, they just got to execute. It's a sloppy execution, and
Hmm.
he's a part of it, but it's not like he's forcing and throwing interceptions and they're not winning on those moments. It's just taking a tush push. And what's a tush push or a quarterback sneak? Is it a tush push or a quarterback sneak? That was a quarterback sneak that they didn't convert on that 4 for 1, and again, it's just not properly executing. If Kansas City knows what you're doing, when are you going to switch it up? When are you going to fake that tush push and do an end around? Or when you going to fake that tush push and throw it to your tight end down the team? It's no element of surprise, and that goes to the coordinator's degree. What are you doing to set it up? Just calling plays? Like, you have to set things up in order for your base to work. So that's some things that Brady has to evolve as a play caller, but
Hmm.
it affects your quarterback at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And having the right personnel on the field matters. You had Ray Davis out there instead of, somebody that could push Josh back. Put a lineman back there. Put Ed Oliver back there if you want to do a tush push. Best believe we're gonna get that damn yard, right? Like, be
Yeah.
creative with that. If we need a damn yard, let's put, man, if you got an overload one side, put Spencer Johnson on there and Osiris Torrance over there and run behind their asses for that 1 yard. If we're gonna do all of that, So they gotta be a little bit more
And
creative and execute a little bit more sharper, and you'll see
Yep.
the Bills hopefully get to, it shouldn't really come down to one play type of situations. But
Hmm.
as of late, it has been. But with this defense, it gets me excited to say that they should be getting teams off the field a little bit more quicker this year. And the offense is better than last year. So I do
right.
believe that the Bills will score 30 points a game offensively and give up less points against everybody this year. So, we'll see. We'll see. Iron sharpens iron. We got a youth movement going on. They're excited that they play with Josh Allen. They don't want to let him down. And you're gonna see guys really getting. I can't wait for preseason because we get to see all the young studs on defense out there, right?
Hmm.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm really excited about that. I know everybody got the scared with the Landon Johnson Jackson thing, but just a precaution.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
But
he'll be
Josh,
fine.
Josh can do it with him. Okay, he can
Hmm.
win the football
Yes,
game for you. When
I
he's
agree.
done it in the past, it was always somebody else that kind of fucked it up, right? In 13 seconds, game is
Yep.
Yep.
life. We just can't stop them. You got the
Hmm.
damn cheetah take a 5 yard in cut and run the rest. You know what I mean? But again, that's personnel. They understand that they got Levi out here, checking him, and they went right at him. I said that the same week. I even asked him. I said, "Hey, do you feel disrespected on third down when the teams go after you?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know if they did that." Okay, in that game alone, he got targeted 10 times, 6 catches. That's 60%.
Oh.
60%. They went at Levi Wallace that game. When the game was on the line, where did
Hmm.
they go? On 39 side. They put Kelsey over there. They put all their dogs over there on his
Yep.
side.
Every
You
single
know,
time. Yep.
every
Yep.
single time.
And that's
And
crazy because they wasn't even going after Dane Jackson like that. That's the
Hmm.
crazy part. They went after Levi instead of Dane. That's the crazy part. So,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And once they know
That's
your personnel, and he starts for you, and I mean, he don't have the speed to run with any of your receivers. He's a 4'6", 4'7" guy, undrafted, and he's
Yep.
rangy, but he's not coming up to hit anything. So he's going to be passive aggressive. You settle for less, and that's you get what you pay for it. So, you know, we solid on the edges now. We on the perimeter. We got Benford. We got Mad Max. We got Trey White back. Cam Lewis is a Swiss Army knife. I like Dorian Strong, the rookie from out of Virginia
Yep.
Tech.
Yep.
Hancock is going to surprise a lot of people. I think he's going to push for that big nickel or that safety position, depending if Rapp could be healthy. Can Damar Hamlin evolve into what he needs to be as a quality depth piece, or do the Bulls feel like, hey, training camp is going to show them, what that safety position is going to look like? Justin Simmons is still available. Bills have a few dollars to go, pique his interest if they want to go ahead and pull that trigger now. They well in range of a Justin Simmons if they want to go ahead and pull that trigger. But you will see what training camp brings. And again, I like this rookie class that they brought in. I hope they get TJ Sanders signed. I might call him soon when I get off this podcast with y'all to figure out what's going on with him. I like Dwayne Carter year 2, what he's going to become. Keon Coleman year 2, what he's going to become. Nobody's talking about your boy Deion Walker, right? They're not even talking about him.
That's the best kept secret. I'm telling y'all. Listen, all I'm saying is when Deion Walker turns up for this team, when it's week 14, week 15, and Deion Walker is out here looking like Chris Jones from 5 years ago, just give me my flowers. Just when you see me, give me my flowers. That's all. That's all. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say, man. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah.
But Mookie, before we get out of here, the top 10 quarterback list came out. And this was by players, coaches, GMs, scouts, all of that. Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Josh Allen, number 2. Joe Burrow at 3. And Lamar Jackson at 4. Jay Daniels at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Stafford at 6. Matthew Stafford at 6. Number 7 was Justin Herbert. Number 8 was Jared Goff. Number 9 was Jalen Hurts. And number 10 was Baker Mayfield. First off, before we get into that, clap it up for me because I don't have that in front of me. I just memorized that list and gave it to y'all off the top of my head. So listen, I do this, man.
Form, ladies and gentlemen.
I do this, guys. I watch a lot of film. I watch a lot of football, and I read and research. A lot of y'all podcasters out and content creators not doing that. Now just get up here and share your opinion. People on the radio too. I'm not gonna say nothing because Mookie, you up here, so I'm not gonna act up too much. But if you wasn't up here, I'll call somebody out. But hey, listen, Jeremy White, you up there sharing your opinion every day on WGR, and you don't know what you're talking about. But we'll keep it at that right there. We're gonna keep it a stack. But anytime, Jeremy, you want to chop it up in a space, this pod, or I'll come on the radio. Y'all stop answering my phone calls because I'll be up there cooking y'all. So listen, do your research, bro. I'm not the one. Do your research first, dog.
I haven't been on GI since I've been on the beat, so
yeah. They
I'm
very
not
selective.
bitching either, and I'm not bitching in the words of Bean. I'm not bitching.
They very selective with who they want to talk up there, and that's fine. But back to this quarterback list, the QB list. For me, some surprises. Jaden Daniels in the top 5. I thought that was kind of I don't know. I just didn't expect that. I thought that they would throw Jalen Hurts there. Jalen Hurts being at 9. I'm surprised at that as well, being that he just won a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP. But at the same time, this is not a fans list. This is not a national media list. This is the players, the coaches, the GMs, and front like the scout and scouts. This is who created this list. So how can we as fans say these guys that live this 24/7 are wrong? Jalen Hurts is number 9. What do you think, Mookie? Like, what's up? Like, is the list good to you?
Well, let's keep in mind some of those people that said that are the same people that said Joshua Allen was underrated too. Now, so don't get all these guys all that damn credit. You know what I mean? These are the same guys that said Josh Allen was underrated.
That's an excellent point. He was the most overrated player last year at the start.
He said it. They ain't saying that shit now. They made sure they put him at 2. They made sure of that one this year. So these same guys, I do got a problem with that list. I respect Jaden Daniels. You know what he was able to come. He come in hot boy, straight up.
Mhm.
But he will be 6 on that list. Jalen Hurts should be top 5. He earned that at least. He's Super Bowl
I agree.
champion. He earned that. I mean, he's
Hmm.
very efficient as a quarterback. He don't make too much mistakes. He's not. He's an elite game manager. You know, he's an elite game manager. You know what I mean? There's elite passers, but there's elite game managers too. Tom Brady wasn't an elite passer. He was an elite game manager. He managed the damn game. He took his shots, but he knew when to take them shots because he was so cerebral here. He had you already broke down in his mind. Tom Brady beat you before the game was even before the damn coin toss because he didn't
Mhm.
studied everything about you. He understood every single tendency on every single play or every single player of the defense. That's how you got to be locked in if you want to win a Super Bowl, like quarterback. And Tom Brady was wired that way. Um, I'm not to say that Jalen Hurts is wired that way, but I mean, you got to get a guy his flowers. I mean, he's performing at a high level. Let's remember he was playing hurt out there too. Remember he had bad D or something like that. Didn't even hear.
Yeah.
Did you gotta put him up top 5. He went through a lot of shit too. A lot of people gave him a lot of flack. You know that he wasn't a leader. Even he should have got drafted in the first round. You know, I saw him throw out the combine, and to me, we all knew Tua was going to be top pick in that draft, and Herbert was just a stud. After that, it was Jalen Hurts. You know, it was Jalen
Hmm.
Hurts in that combine to me. And he's went out there and he's proved it. Now he's a Super Bowl champion. He got a Super Bowl ring over Josh Allen. So how in the hell is he at 9? Right behind Baker Mayfield, who just really resurrected his career. So nah,
Yeah.
you got to put him top 5 up there. He's Super Bowl champion, man, and he balled his ass off. He did. I mean, come on, man. He made Kansas City look very basic out there. You know,
Yep.
we put Herbert over him. Nah, I can't put Herbert over him right now. I just can't. You know, I could put Jaden Daniels over Herbert at 6, but Hurts got to be top 5. He's definitely up there with the
Yep.
top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now. Super Bowl champ.
That's fair.
Personally,
That's
I
fair.
personally I'd move Herbert down to 10. I would have Baker Mayfield at 9, and I would move Hurts up higher to 5 as
Wow.
well. I like Herbert. I do. I just think we're anointing him a little too fast. And the thing with Jane Daniels, I agree. I think Jay Daniels could end up on this list number 3 or number 2 in 2 or 3 years, but maybe it's just a little too fast, right? I just want to see him do it again, and I'm sure he will. But it's like when Josh had his monster year in 20. I just wanted to see it again in 21. So I feel the same way about Baker. Mookie, I wanted to ask you one quick question. As a longtime member to media in Buffalo, how do you feel about Hard Knocks coming to Buffalo? You have any excitement for
Uh-huh.
that? Any feedback? And I was curious
Yeah,
from
I'm,
your
I'm kind of
angle, from your
excited and
lens,
nervous
see what you think.
I'm kind of excited and nervous at the same time because it's like, okay,
Mhm.
HBO gonna be here. What the hell am I gonna say? Right? I don't want to, say nothing too crazy, but I'm just gonna be myself and shoot from the hip. Whoever
Nice.
catches it, whether it's HBO, Showtime, ESPN, whoever. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna ask the questions I ask. So should
Hmm.
be fun. It definitely should be
That's
Absolutely.
gonna
fun.
be kind of dope, man. See, you going because they're gonna have to get you. They're gonna have to get you
Yes.
on at least one shot because you're going to ask. Oh wait. Oh, Alfred Collins. Oh, that's good. That's a good sign.
Yeah. There we go. Thanks,
You
Joshua.
got it. Yeah,
Yep. Hmm.
that's a good sign.
Oh,
That's a
we have
good
some
sign. So
early
now,
news tonight. All right, here we go. So,
yeah, that's a great development for everybody else because now there's precedence to say you were drafted after Alfred Collins, bro. Actually, no.
mhm.
TJ Sanders went before Alfred Collins, I think. We
I'll
traded
verify
up.
that to be sure.
We traded up and took him, and then the 49ers took Alfred Collins like a pick or two later after that. So,
Yeah, he's
I
here.
mean, it's
So
still
I
good,
took a
though.
deal to
Yeah,
get done before training camp. I mean, give him the damn guaranteed money. I mean, what's the difference? You playing Larry O 1 year, 8 million. You know what I mean? Why not giving a
right.
guy a team fully guaranteed for 4 years? Like he's going to be there anyway. He's going to be every bit of those 4 years. So what's the difference? he's gonna be there for all those 4 years. What's the difference? It's guaranteed. It's just not. I guess it's just not titled that way. You know what I mean? So just guarantee the cash. You know he's gonna be here. So what's the problem, man? I mean, the guy is an animal. When I saw him in rookie mini, and I seen him and Landon Jackson together, that's a problem. That's gonna be a problem, especially when they
Mhm.
play the Giants in their first preseason game. Jackson Dart
August
gonna be
9th.
running for his life.
Yes, sir.
He's gonna be running for
August
his
9th.
life. You know what I mean? So I think that I think Sanders will get picked up. It was an issue, he wouldn't even report it, but you
Mhm.
know, just say it's guaranteed and keep it moving. He's gonna get it anyway. Like it's not like you're gonna cut him year 3. You're not gonna
Right.
do that, right? So, you drafted him in the second round. It's guaranteed. He's going to play that all 4 years here. That's just like James Cook, right? He in his rookie contract right now. So needless to say, is that guaranteed? Can we say it was guaranteed because he's in his last year of his rookie deal? So I was like, that's guaranteed money. If you want to
He done
look at
got
it from
every
that
drop.
sense,
He done got every red cent available out of that contract. He's earned it. He's earned every incentive, everything, all the escalators. He's already earned it for his contract. So James Cook, whatever he could have made the day he signed his rookie deal, he has
Mhm.
made because he's hit all his escalators. But
definitely.
all right, Mookie. So you played and you coach. What's in your radio? What's in your ear? What song are you playing on the way to a game? When you were playing and now as a coach? What you listening to?
There's all types of music. I mean, you're talking 30 years. Oh my God.
Hey, look, Mookie, everybody got a go-to song, bro. When I played basketball, my go-to song was Can I Live by Jay-Z. That was my go-to song.
Yeah,
Before every game, Can I Live?
yeah. I mean, mine was DMX. Get at me, dog. You know what I mean? Just when that just comes on, you got no choice but to just go off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What he's
Yep.
saying in the song just correlates to football too. You know what I mean? you
Yes,
know,
sir. Yes, sir.
definitely get at me, dog, with that. Now, I mean, hey, it's so much. I mean, hey, I'm with I guess with the young guys now. You know what I mean? So I'm listening to what they into. As a coach, you gotta be able to speak their language, and one of those languages, music, right? So if you can
Mhm.
speak with them through the music that they listening to, they be like, okay, coach, all right. You know what I mean? He talk about we
You,
got the
you,
same rappers and all that. So I'm just a music guy, whether it's
okay.
old school, whether it's new school, if it got a good vibe, a good beat, and a good message to it, I'm with it. You know what I mean? So, it,
Okay.
it, it,
Nah,
it
you don't strike me as a NBA young boy type.
nah,
I don't think you
nah, he
listen to
got a
none
few
of that.
tracks.
Yeah,
He got a few tracks that I
he
rock
does.
with, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, as far as the young guys right now, I'd say Babyface Ray, V's.
Okay.
I do
Okay.
some,
Okay.
stuff like that. I can go on my Detroit swag a little bit. You know what I mean? But
Yes, sir.
yeah, we
A
got
little.
Benny the Butcher right here in the town. You
Yes,
know what I
sir. Yes,
mean?
sir.
So
Yeah.
album
Throwing
just
a
dropped
little Bo
yesterday.
Jack,
You know
little
what I mean?
Boldy James, a little bit of that. You
Yeah,
know.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go cop
And
that summer 25. You know what I mean? The Butcher.
Yes,
You know what I
sir.
I,
mean?
Yes,
I got
sir.
some
Yes, sir.
I got some pretty diverse music taste, but man, I'm starting to feel old now, guys. I'm starting to feel old,
I'm
man.
old, man. I mean, shoot, I'm super old. I go all the way back,
You look
man.
younger
Phil
than all of
Collins.
us,
You know what I mean?
Mookie.
Phil Collins. You know what I mean? I'm from that one. I'm taking
Yep,
all the
I
way
I'm with
can
back
you.
that
I
way.
feel
got
it
you, Mookie.
coming in the air
Yeah.
tonight. Let me stop.
All, all I
Yeah,
ever think of is all I ever think of when I hear that is Mike Tyson in that movie.
Yeah, yeah. What was that?
Paradome.
Uh, the one in
What
Vegas
was that
one.
movie?
It was about the
Yeah.
Vegas bachelor party. What was it called?
Oh God, why can't I think of it? What was
I can't remember it
man? What was the
either.
name of the movie with
Bachelor party. Mike Tyson with
Zach
Vanessa Tiger.
Galifianakis? What was the name of that?
There was three of them. Hangover. Thank you, Joshua. That's
The
it.
Hangover. Yes, yes,
Hangover.
The
yes.
Hangover.
The
Yeah, that's what
Hangover.
that
Yes,
Yes,
was. The
yes.
yes.
Hangover.
Thank you, thank you. Look at the chat coming through, saving us, man. I'm getting
Yep,
old.
yep.
Yeah,
And
Getting
wow.
old
Hangover
now.
Part 2. Thank you, DH.
Hangover was wild. Yeah, every hangover is wild.
Yep. Every single one of them. Hilarious
Hangover is
movie.
definitely wild, man.
But Mookie, man, we appreciate this, man. We got to
Thank
get
you.
out of here soon, and
Thank you.
I appreciate this as always. I look forward to seeing you make your cameo on Hard Knocks. We're gonna be looking forward to that
Yes.
because the questions you ask always make the coaches and the GM squirm just a little bit, and we appreciate it. But we'll catch you in the spaces. Again, thank you for always keeping it real with us. A lot of people that get to the spotlight don't do that. They don't come back and chop it up with the people on that they don't chop it up with the base. And I appreciate that you do that with us. So respect, salute and all of that, man, for sure. For sure.
Appreciate
But
that. I mean, that's where we come
Appreciate
from,
you,
man.
Mookie.
Never forget where you come from, man. You know what I mean?
That's right, Mookie.
absolutely. So Mookie, do me a favor, man. Get the people the information that you want on where they can find you. How can they tap into the radio station WUFO? Your show, what time it comes on, and things like that. Whenever I see the notification, make sure I tap in. I throw a comment in there if I can. I don't even know if you see them, but I try to make sure that I always support anytime I see you got something going on. So let the people know where they can find you, where they can catch your content, et cetera, et cetera. The floor is yours.
Well, you can catch me on Twitter. You can catch me on Instagram. Yeah, Mookie Hawkins, MUKI. Hawkins, HAWKINS. You can catch me on Bills Mafia. All right. Buffalo Fan Base Network. That's where you really going to catch me at. We got some real exciting things with real exclusive Bills content that's going to be coming out real soon. So make sure you catch me on Buffalo Fan Base Network. #BFBN. Got to get y'all boys
All
on
right.
there. I'll be at MafiaCon too this Saturday. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
7 o'clock.
Oh
Awesome.
yeah.
It'd be an
Student,
honor to
a
be out with you,
couple
Mookie.
of our guys from Duke is gonna be there, from Duke Champions, they'll be there as well. So unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to make it up to that. But August 9th, preseason game, I guess it's time I can let people know. We're putting together a kids tailgate. So we'll have, so that family
Nice.
day at the stadium. So, if you're going to the game, bring your kid. We're gonna have the kids on the grill. We're gonna have the kids serving the food, helping out with the service and serving the drinks. We're also gonna have a video game trailer. We're gonna have, the bounce house, face painting, all of that stuff. So bring the kids, we're gonna get the kids
Mm-hmm.
involved. And that way, the Bills connect all of us. We got fond memories of being Bills fans as adults, as growing up and things like that. Let's bring in the new generation. Let's get them involved. Let's let them know how we party, how we get down at the tailgates. Old people, no more jumping through the tables while the kids are around. We want to curtail that a little bit, man, just a little bit. So we're still in the process of putting all of that together, but as more information comes up, we will put it out. But that is the plan. August 9th, um, we don't have a concrete location yet, but I will be speaking about this every pod going forward. I will be tweeting about it. We will be putting out the information. I will be making a trip up to Buffalo during training camp, so I'll be up there to talk to a couple people. I'm gonna have to pull up to Signature Cuts and talk to the guy that did our intro to do
Nice.
the intro song. My man Drip Sanchez. I'm gonna lock in with him and make sure that he's a part of it as well. Mookie, if you want to stop by, whatever, I'll get with you offline about that. But we want to do this. We want to try to build something where we do this every year, where the kids are involved.
It's
They
great.
run the tailgate, obviously under our supervision as adult supervision, but the kids run the tailgate. We want them to build their own memories. We're trying to get a photo booth, a 360 photo booth, so they can take they can memorialize their memories, et cetera, et cetera. So, Mafia means family. We take it at the home. We try to put something out there for the family. So,
It's great.
once again, Mookie, appreciate it. Beyond, you my guy.
Same here,
And I
brother. You know
appreciate
that.
everybody that
Yep.
came through. And before we get out of here, Mookie, once again, thank you thank you very much for
Mhm.
coming through, and we will have you back on again for sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
now
yes.
I may have a special guest Bill join me on Mafia Con. I ain't gonna let the cat out of the
Oh,
bag, but I may
okay,
have a
okay.
special guest Bill at Mafia Con, and I'm in talks right now with a Buffalo Bill on doing a community day for Labor Day weekend. So keep everybody posted on that and where they can pull
Oh.
up and
That's what's up, man.
participate. But for sure, it's Mafia Con.
Hmm.
I'm going to have a special Bill there with me on our show. Live in the flesh at was it Cynical One Time. So yeah, we'll be
Yeah,
there 12 o'clock. Tune in.
yes, sir, yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mookie Hawkins, the voice of the people, man. We appreciate him as
Thank.
all the
We
time,
always
man.
appreciate
Anytime
Mookie.
we can
Thank
get him.
you.
Shout out to you, my guy, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Once again,
Wow.
yeah,
That
we gotta pay the
was a
bill, man.
surprise
For sure.
tonight, Whittle. That was great. Let's pay the bills.
The date on Mafia Con, before we go to that, the date on Mafia Con, I think it's this Saturday. I think it's Saturday. If
I
I'm not
believe it is. Yes.
DH, yeah, DH, I'll get with you just in case that's not the right date. I'll confirm, but I'm pretty sure it's this
Hmm.
Saturday. Pretty
Yeah.
sure it's this Saturday. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to that so we can get up out of here, man.
You got it.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sports book of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
Okay.
And we're back.
We are back. That
I
was
just realized we ain't had this thing up at all day today. So
no,
my
well,
bad, Matt.
we wanted
Sorry.
to get Mookie his spot though. We wanted to make
Yeah.
sure everything came out good. So that was a pleasant surprise and long overdue. It was great to have Mookie on. Like you said, Mookie's a guy for all of you that don't know, he's really let us in under the hood, whatever you want to say, behind the carpet. I mean, not behind the carpet, I don't know what word I'm trying to say. It's been a long day. But
Behind the
you know,
curtain.
he behind the curtain. Thank you, Will. I'm glad you're listening, and I'm not. So, but it's true. He's definitely let us in there. He's let us listen to some press conferences, things like that on Spaces. He's always there to answer questions. He's always gracious with his time, and I always value and appreciate his opinions, no matter what. So we appreciate that. So it was great to finally have on Mookie. That was a great spot.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Um, yeah, that's it, bro. I think that's all we got.
Yep. The
Oh,
one thing I just
well,
put this in
go
here
ahead.
for us. This is the Mafia Con information for all those listening. It is Saturday at Seneca Street in Buffalo, and looks like that's the times you have. So if you want to get over there, wish I could. I'm all the way in LA. It's a little far, but if you're there, definitely see if you could get there. I think it's for a great cause as well. So, and you'll see some of us from Do Champions there as well. You'll see Matt and Student. So that should be pretty great to see. And Whittle, again, the next time we convene, it'll be training camp day, opening day 2025. We're getting close and I can't wait for it. And then, like we said, Hard Knocks is just right around the corner. So we'll have some great stuff to talk about as we continue to set up the season going forward. And just for anybody else, just look for other great content on Do Champions as well that will be happening as the season progresses. So make sure you give us a follow and Do Champions and us on YouTube at Coast to Coast. We so definitely would love a like and subscribe there as well. We would appreciate it.
Yeah, man, for sure. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you guys that support and come through every week. And we enjoy this, man. So I hope y'all enjoy it too. And we'll continue to bring you content. And Hey, man, tell a friend to tap in.
Mhm.
With that being said, man, we're out of here.
We are out here, and have a good evening. Let's go Bills as always, and have a great week.
All right, go Bills.